All right, we're live.
Awesome. So, welcome everyone to today's Town Council recurring meeting. So for today's meeting, we will look at last meeting's action items and recap and update. And then we will introduce a new TAN IP to do with trading fees on TAN IP1. So hoping to bring that back. And then we have a new council member to introduce, so that's very exciting. And then we'll have the usual open Q&A and open the floor to you guys for questions. So firstly, however, let's start with an overview of the TAN Council and the purpose of these recurring meetings. These recurring meetings serve 5 critical functions. They provide transparency to our community. They create a structured forum for proposal discussions, enabling authors to present to the council and community and to discuss, debate, and refine for formal proposal and voting with consensus. They enable regular platform updates. They ensure consistent communication amongst council members. And finally, they allow direct community engagement through question and answer sessions. The TAN Council is a local governance organisation within the Telcoin platform. Together, we serve as a provider and administrator of collective goods and services within the jurisdictional domain of the Telcoin Application Network, or TAN. The TAN Council, with our 6 members, makes decisions related to TAN improvements and policies through the TAN IP process. We need 5 out of 6 votes to approve proposals within a 120-hour voting period. Our primary duties are to, firstly, allocate TEL issuance on TAN for stakers and developers to harvest, and secondly, plan and finance the development of the Telcoin application network. Our key responsibilities include reviewing and voting on snapshot proposals, attending these bi-weekly meetings, providing regular community updates, monitoring TAN systems, and enforcing operational rules. We use Discord and Slack for day-to-day communication, the forum for informal proposal discussions, these recurring council meetings for proposal discussions, deliberation and refinement, and snapshot for formal voting. Overall, the TAN Council has authority over miner harvesting and planning and financing TAN infrastructure. Right. So, Derek, remind us what we did last week, 2 weeks ago.
We were talking about the results. Yeah, talking about the results of the TAN IP.
Awesome.
And then we were just really kind of, this is just a continuation of that, and
cool.
An announcement. Really, we just want to go over kind of the structure of what we've looked at for that proposal.
Yeah, nice. Have we gone live with the proposal yet on the forum, or that?
No, I have not posted yet. I
awesome.
wanted to kind of talk about it here, and then we could
Lovely.
make it go live afterwards.
Perfect. Yeah. I think to be fair, I had 1 or 2 little additions as well before we go live. Yep. So apologies for the delay there. But yeah, so basically what we've been working on is a new proposal to essentially reinstate TAN IP1 as it was, except we will add 1 additional cap, basically. So the way this will work is, instead of it being a net issuance kind of scheme, we'll turn it into a rebate function. So in practice, what this means is most of the functionality will stay exactly the same. So each staker and their referees, will trade each week, and then they will accumulate TEL issuance, basically. So that's kind of as before, nothing new there, and they will have to top up their stake each week and to keep this kind of minimum balance, and that's all normal. The one thing we will now implement is a final kind of check and calculation, which will compare their issuance as before to how the total quantity of fees that individual user spent during the week. So TEL fees on TAN on the Telcoin app predominantly. And then in that case, when in the case where their fees are less than the amount of issuance they would have otherwise earned, they'll just earn their fees back. So the maximum amount they'll earn is the amount they spent on fees. So there's no net issuance, basically. And the rationale for this is just to kind of counter the mercenary capital we saw and reported on in the TAN IP1 findings report. And this is, we really view this as a kind of temporary measure. We still believe that the TAN IP1, as it worked before, will work at scale. But in our first kind of runnings of TAN IP1, we realized we're not at scale yet. So we were seeing a lot of new wallets spun up, and basically the amount of TEL spent in fees each week was kind of hovering just below the issuance. So people were kind of net gaining and positioning themselves for that. And we didn't really see an increase in wallets week on week. So it kind of suggested there wasn't much growth, much real growth, and there's kind of a lot of quote unquote wash trading and similar. So that's the rationale. And of course, we've written it out a bit better, and we'll be posting that soon, probably tomorrow. And yeah, we'd love to hear any questions or feedback on that. Of course, there'll be plenty more time to discuss it in the kind of coming days and weeks before we implement it. But just as kind of a first touch, would love to hear from any of you guys in the community.
The only question I have right now is about the Telfam chat. So that, I think that's December 11th for whoever was asking that. But if anybody has any questions about specifically the rewards issuance program and kind of the direction we're moving in, we don't, as we're kind of in this transitionary period, we don't have a ton of agenda items. There's not a ton to do for the TAN Council right now. A lot of other projects going on the side, so but wanted to get this going and moving. So any questions specifically about the rewards, please ask.
No questions. I think just to add like a little bit of emphasis is that, I think cutting back on, mercenary capital, and then, kind of finding who the real people that, believe in the overall mission and actually want to be a part of, the broader, ecosystem of Telcoin. That's kind of the goal that I see it. And so any way that we can get towards that, I think it's one of my goals.
Solid. Your mic is very staticky, by the way, Cody. But yeah, lovely. Glad to have you on board. We'll get to you in a sec as well because we need a proper intro. Boo, you've got your hand raised.
Yeah, just a quick one.
Yeah.
What are the plans for liquid delegation? I'm guessing something for the new year, or is there any plans that's already under consideration?
Liquid delegation is, for anyone who doesn't know, is the kind of process by which we bring in new council members to fill seats or replace existing council members outside of the election period. So we just had the election period, and the TAL is voting on behalf of a number of council seats. So in the case of the TAN Council, TAL is filling in for 3, so voting on behalf of 3 members, basically. So liquid delegations will happen kind of as and when we find suitable candidates to fill those seats. So no plans currently. I think we may have one potential, but we're not sure which council to put them in yet. So we're kind of discussing that. But beyond that, no no plans for liquid delegations just yet, but applications basically stay open throughout the year. So if you'd like to get involved, you haven't missed your chance, and please do. Boo, does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Perfect. Lovely. Love when that happens. Amazing. Great. So any other questions, Derek, on your side?
Not in the chat right now. No.
Okay, nice. So yeah, as Derek mentioned, it's been a bit of a relatively quiet transitory period lately with the elections, and the outcome of those elections for the town council is the onboarding of Koti. So Koti, say hi, and huge welcome to you. I think we had you pop on a few meetings ago, or last meeting, but it'd be great to hear how your experience has been so far, and onboarding, and don't pull any punches. But yeah, great to have you on board, and excited for this next year.
No, I appreciate it. Hopefully my mic is a little bit better.
Not much, unfortunately, but
Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah,
no, you're good, don't we?
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting a new one, better production quality, so I apologize. But yeah, no, overall the process has been pretty smooth. I want to say, thank you to everyone that voted and helped move all of this along. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I should have probably jumped in last year. However, just a lot of things personally going on, so now I feel it's the time. Execution, any way that we can make the overall experience for the end user better, and kind of just a fair platform. Again, going back to the previous proposal talk. I think that any way that we can track the people that are going to use the platform and not manipulate the platform is the overall goal, essentially. You're here for the right reason, and yeah, I want to help be a part of that. So I just want to say, yeah, I look forward to a bright year. A lot of feedback would like to be on my end, and I don't mean, I tend to talk a lot, so it's like I will probably provide as much feedback as I can on literally everything that I can. And also, there's been a lot of links just being sent and stuff like that, so I'm trying to keep up with it all. You guys move very, very quickly, and so I'm just pumped to see that there's a lot of participation and a lot of excitement internally and externally from the community. So yeah, thanks again, and yeah, let's get to work.
Awesome. I know it's great to hear that our dynamism has made an impact and an impression. So looking forward to keeping that going, and yeah, hopefully all the new members can keep up. It'll be good. Also glad that our kind of data-driven approach has also made an impression on you, and that's really what we're kind of trying to look out for, and continue going. We realize the strength of the community we have, and we realize kind of they deserve to be served well, and we have a real opportunity here to build something amazing. So yeah, it's great to we have this opportunity to try things out and see what works, see what doesn't work, and see how the conditions change based on kind of decisions we make and the levers we pull. So hopefully that comes across to the community, and it's always great to have community members become council members and see what goes on behind the scenes. And so yeah, great to have you, and looking forward to it. Are there any other questions from anyone on anything TAN related?
Nothing in the stream right now. I think it's important to remember too that the TAN Council's job becomes a lot more involved once the network actually goes live. So that's kind of why we're in this stage of kind of transition, right? So a lot is going to get a little crazy here shortly.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the real fun starts now. It's kind of even just on the TAO side of things, we've had a lot more discussions, a lot more interest from other parties and stuff. So just kind of based on the news recently, which I'm sure you're all aware of. So it is kind of starting to ramp up slowly. And yeah, once the network's live, that's kind of a real game changer, and that's going to be the big moment. But we are getting there. It's the flywheels are starting to spin. It's kind of clear on the inside, and it'll be clear on the outside soon as well. So very excited about all that, and very good point. Cody, go for it.
I just wanted to, add to like how many slots were open again? You were saying
6 on this council.
Okay, yeah. I think it's just important to add, just from any person watching. Obviously, we're all here involved, but I think that this isn't just some random thing. The way that I look at it, this is like you're helping shape this platform, this company, right, for the overall greater good. And so this isn't something like scoff at. Like, you can be part of helping shape the way Telcoin and the way that this company goes. And so this is like something you could put in your resume, saying, hey, yeah, I helped onboard X amount of users, or I helped drive X amount of liquidity, etc. And so just keep that in mind. Like, if you're really trying to be involved in crypto, this is like a DAO. That's exactly what this is. And your participation is part of your resume, and it helps show just how much you've actually participated to the overall ecosystem. So don't, just jump in, take a risk. I'm telling you, it works out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great point. And what's the one? Yeah, really like do as you're doing, I guess. Leading by example there, Cody, which is neat. A question from the stream is, could you do a brief once over of the rewards change again? Absolutely. Sorry if my first stab at it wasn't great. Basically, everything's staying the same, except there is one additional cap which is done at the end. So whatever you would have previously earned in 10IP1, so in a week, we take that number and we compare it to how much you spent in fees denominated in TEL during that week, and then we take the minimum of the two, the lesser of the two, basically. So if in the old 10IP1 you were going to earn 1,000 TEL, but you only spent 100 TEL on fees that week, you'll be getting your 100 TEL back, basically. Still all pro rata, still all kind of competing with the rest of the stakers as before, but we're just bringing in this additional cap. So the maximum you can earn each week is the amount you spent on fees, basically. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Or are there any other questions? Yeah. Okay. Sick. Nice. Good.
I don't
any
see
more
one
for
in
any
the
more?
chat.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think once I plan on, I'll touch base with you, Leo, but we'll either have this live tonight or tomorrow, and then get it out to the community to take a look at it. And if you have questions, you can answer in the forums or wherever else. So it's kind of the
Awesome.
plan.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Bye, everybody.